You can't, can you? Already, your finger is hovering, ready to skip, ready to scroll, ready to escape. 30 seconds of nothing feels unbearable, but your grandparents could sit on a porch for hours, doing absolutely nothing, and feel perfectly content. What happened to you? Picture this. It's 1952. You're sitting in a waiting room. No phone, no screen, just you, a chair, and a stack of year-old magazines. You pick one up. You read it cover to cover. Not because it's interesting, because there's nothing else to do. And you're fine with it. Your mind wanders. You think about dinner. You replay a conversation from yesterday. You notice the pattern on the wallpaper. You wonder what it would be like to live in Paris. Time passes, slowly, naturally. Fast forward to childhood. Summer afternoon. No plans. You lie in the grass, staring at clouds. You build elaborate worlds out of Lego bricks. You read the same book 3 times because you have nothing else. You sit by the window, watching rain, lost in thought. Hours disappear, not because you were distracted, but because you were absorbed. This wasn't meditation. This wasn't mindfulness. This wasn't some enlightened state. This was just how human brains worked. For thousands of years, the human mind was designed to do 2 things. 1. Focus intensely when survival demanded it. Hunting, gathering, threat detection. 2. Drift peacefully when survival was secured. Rest, reflection, imagination, deep focus, and deep rest. Both were natural. Both were effortless. You could read a novel for 4 hours straight, not because you had superhuman discipline, but because there was nothing interrupting you. No buzzing, no pinging, no glowing rectangle screaming for attention. Your attention wasn't something you had to fight for. It was simply there, yours, whole, undivided. And then something changed. Slowly at first. So slowly you didn't notice. A new device here, a new app there, a new notification, a new way to stay connected. And your mind, ancient, patient, capable of profound depth, began to fragment. Let's talk about what happened, not the philosophical version, the neurological one. The introduction of interruption. The first email, 1971. The first text message, 1992. The first smartphone, 2007. The first infinite scroll, 2006, Facebook newsfeed. The first autoplay, 2013, YouTube, Netflix. The first story that disappears, 2013, Snapchat. The first video under 60 seconds designed to hijack you, 2016, TikTok in beta. Each innovation promised convenience. What they delivered was fragmentation. Think about your day. You sit down to work. You open your laptop. Within 10 minutes, email notification, Slack message, text from a friend, Instagram story, update, news alert, calendar reminder, YouTube recommendation, Spotify suggesting a playlist, 8 interruptions. In 10 minutes. Your brain doesn't even finish one thought before the next demand arrives. The biology of interruption. Here's what's happening in your skull. Every time you switch tasks, even for a second, your brain has to disengage from the current task, reorient to the new stimulus, re-engage with the original task. This process is called attention residue, and it's exhausting. Studies show it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus after an interruption. The average person is interrupted every 3 minutes. Do the math. You never actually refocus, ever. You spend your entire day in a state of partial attention, skimming, scanning, switching, never going deep. The rewiring. Your brain is not a static organ. It's plastic, adaptive. It reshapes based on what you do most often. And what have you been doing most often? Scrolling, skipping, switching, skimming. Your neural pathways have been recarved. The circuits responsible for deep focus, the ones that allowed you to lose yourself in a book, a project, a conversation, have weakened. The circuits responsible for novelty seeking, the ones that make you crave the next notification, the next video, the next hit, have strengthened. You didn't choose this. This was done to you by apps designed by the smartest behavioral psychologists on Earth, whose entire job is to make you unable to look away. You've probably heard the statistic. The average human attention span is now 8 seconds, shorter than a goldfish. It's catchy, it's viral, it's also misleading. The truth is more nuanced and more disturbing. Your attention span hasn't shrunk in some uniform way. It's bifurcated. You can binge watch an entire Netflix series for 8 hours straight. You can scroll TikTok for 90 minutes without blinking. You can play a video game for 6 hours and feel like 30 minutes passed. So your attention isn't gone, it's hijacked. The two types of attention. There are two kinds of attention. 1. Captive attention, bottom up, driven by external stimuli, reactive, automatic, passive. This is what TikTok, Instagram, Twitter exploit. Bright colors, fast cuts, unpredictability, novelty. 2. Directed attention, top down, driven by internal goals, intentional, effortful, active. This is what reading, studying, creating, deep work require. Guess which one is dying? Directed attention, the attention you choose, the attention you control, the attention that makes you human. The apps aren't shortening your attention span. They're training you to respond only to captive attention. You can focus, but only if something is engineered to capture you. The moment you try to focus on something that isn't flashy, loud, or designed by a team of neuroscientists, your brain rebels. It feels like torture. What you've lost the ability to focus on something boring but important. The ability to push through the first 10 minutes of discomfort when starting a hard task. The ability to sit with a complex thought long enough to understand it. The ability to read something longer than 280 characters without your eyes glazing over. You're not stupid. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You've been trained. Like Pavlov's dog. Except instead of salivating at a bell, you reach for your phone at the first hint of boredom. Let's talk about what dies when your attention dies. Because it's not just focus, it's your entire inner world. You lose memory. Memory isn't formed by exposure, it's formed by attention. If you're not paying attention, your brain doesn't encode the moment. This is why you can scroll for an hour and remember nothing. This is why conversations slip through your mind like water. This is why entire days vanish without a trace. You're not forgetting. You're not recording in the first place. You lose depth. Real understanding requires sustained thought. You have to sit with an idea, turn it over, question it, let it marinate. But your fragmented attention doesn't allow that anymore. You skim headlines, you read summaries, you watch 60-second explainers, you consume about things, but you never truly know things. Your knowledge becomes shallow, a mile wide, an inch deep. You lose creativity. Creativity doesn't happen during stimulation. It happens during rest. The aha moments, the breakthroughs, the connections between distant ideas. These emerge when your mind is allowed to wander, but you don't let it wander anymore. Every moment of potential boredom is filled. Every gap is plugged. Every silence is drowned out. And so your creativity starves. You lose relationships. You're sitting across from someone you love. They're talking. but you're not fully there. Part of you is wondering if someone texted. Part of you is replaying a video you saw. Part of you is already planning what you'll say next. You're physically present, but mentally absent, and they feel it. They feel the emptiness of your gaze. They feel the hollowness of your They feel themselves talking to a ghost. Attention is love. And when you can't give attention, you can't give love. You lose yourself. Who are you when you're not reacting, when you're not consuming, when you're not responding? Do you even know anymore? Your thoughts aren't your own. They're echoes of what you just watched. Your opinions aren't your own. They're borrowed from the last tweet you read. Your sense of self isn't your own. It's a collage of external inputs. You've become a passenger in your own mind. This is the cascading collapse. First, you lose attention. Then, memory. Then, depth. Then, creativity. Then, connection. Then, yourself. Here's the part no one wants to hear. You could stop. Right now. You could delete the apps. You could turn off notifications. You could leave your phone in another room. But you won't. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. Reclaiming your attention means sitting with discomfort. The first 10 minutes of reading a book, when your brain is screaming for novelty. The first hour of deep work, when every cell in your body wants to check your phone. The silence after you turn everything off, when the absence of stimulation feels like suffocation. This is withdrawal, and withdrawal is painful. Because it's lonely. Everyone else is scrolling. If you stop, you'll feel left out. You'll miss the memes. You'll be out of the loop. You'll feel like you're on the outside of a world that's moving without you. And that fear of being forgotten, of being irrelevant, keeps you trapped because it feels productive. Scrolling feels like learning. Watching feels like growing. Consuming feels like progress. But it's not. It's the illusion of progress. Real growth requires struggle. Real learning requires confusion. Real progress requires boredom. But we've been conditioned to equate ease with value. If it's easy, it must be good. If it's hard, it must be wrong. So we choose the easy dopamine hit and call it self-improvement. You're not a prisoner of your attention span. You're comfortable in your captivity. Because captivity is easy, freedom is hard. Let's be clear. You're not going to fix this overnight. Your attention didn't collapse in a day. It won't return in a day. But it will return if you're willing to do the work. Step 1. Admit the truth. You can't focus anymore. Say it out loud, not as self-punishment, as self-honesty. You're not weak. You're not broken. You've been systematically trained to be distracted. And now, you're going to systematically train yourself back. Step 2. Remove the interruptions. Your environment is sabotaging you, so change it. For your phone, turn off all notifications except calls. Delete social media apps. Use browser versions with friction. Put your phone in another room when working. Use grayscale mode. Removes dopamine triggers from colors. For your computer, use website blockers during deep work. Freedom cold turkey. Close all tabs except the one you're working on. Turn off email notifications for your space. Remove visual clutter. Create a deep work zone with 0 distractions. Step 3. Train your attention like a muscle. Attention is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. The Pomodoro method. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Focus on one task. When your mind wanders, it will gently bring it back. After 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Start small. If 25 minutes is too hard, start with 10. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is repetition. Every time you bring your attention back, you're strengthening the neural pathway. Step 4. Embrace boredom. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the reset button. Daily boredom practice. Sit for 10 minutes with no input, no phone, no book, no music. Just you and your thoughts. Your brain will panic. It will beg for stimulation. Let it. Sit with the discomfort. This is where your mind learns to rest again. Step 5. Read long form again. Pick a book, not a self-help book, not a business book, a novel, something with a story that pulls you in. Read for 20 minutes before bed. No phone nearby, no distractions. Your brain will resist at first. The words will slide off. Your mind will wander. Keep going. Within 2 weeks, you will notice. You can focus again. Step 6. Protect your mornings. The first hour of your day sets the tone. If you start with your phone, you start fragmented. New morning routine. No phone for the first 60 minutes. Journal. Stretch. Sit in silence. Read. Let your brain wake up in your world, not everyone else's. Step 7. Monotask ruthlessly. One thing at a time. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you talk, just talk. No second screen, no background podcast, no mental multitasking. This feels unnatural at first, because you've been conditioned to believe productivity equals doing more. But real productivity equals doing one thing deeply. This isn't a quick fix. This is a rewiring, and rewiring takes time. But I promise you, your attention will return. Slowly, quietly, one focused moment at a time. Let me tell you what happens when you reclaim your focus. You'll remember again. Conversations will stick. Moments will linger. Your life will stop feeling like a blur. You'll look back on your week and actually remember what you did. Not because you documented it, because you lived it. You'll think again. Real thoughts will return. Not reactions, not borrowed opinions, not surface level takes. Deep, original, your thoughts. The kind that surprise you. The kind that make you stop and say, I didn't know I thought that. You'll create again. The ideas will come back, not from consuming more, from consuming less, from giving your mind space to wander, to connect, to imagine. You'll write something and think, where did that come from? It came from the silence you finally allowed. You'll connect again. When you talk to someone, you'll actually be there, fully, and they'll feel it. They'll feel seen, and that feeling of being truly present with another person will remind you what it means to be human. You'll find yourself again beneath the noise, beneath the notifications, beneath the constant input. There's a version of you that still exists, quieter, calmer, whole, and when your attention returns, so do you. Let's end with the neuroscience, because this isn't woo-woo, this is measurable. Neuroplasticity. Your brain can rewire itself. The same way it adapted to distraction, it can adapt back to focus. Studies show, after just 2 weeks of reduced phone use, participants showed measurably improved attention span. After 30 days of focused reading practice, brain scans showed increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, executive function. After 90 days of deep work practice, subjects reported 40% improvement in sustained attention tasks. The attention muscle. Every time you resist distraction, you strengthen the neural pathway. Every time you bring your focus back, you're doing a mental rep. Just like lifting weights builds muscle, focusing builds focus. The default mode network reactivates. When you allow boredom and rest, your brain's default mode network, the system responsible for introspection, creativity, and self-reflection, comes back online. This is where insight lives. This is where you find yourself. But it only activates when you stop. You're not broken. You're trainable. And the training starts now. Your attention is the most valuable thing you own. Not your time, not your money, your attention. Because where your attention goes, your life follows. Reclaim it, and reclaim yourself.